works really well.
What have you personally got out of, and the business got out of Business Builders?
As I said, really confidence, I think, in myself. It gives you that platform to be able to get out there and promote your own business, get people to know you as a person and get to know about what you do, where you've come from. And from a business perspective, I've grown within that. So, got business from it within the room, but also all those connections that you make when you go sort of networking, and Business Builders has been really good for that.
Wonderful. And you can find all about Business Builders on Facebook. If you just go to facebook.com/Business Builders, all the details are on there. Now, so how does your career start? Where was the young Lynn Osborne when you were 15, 16, about 5 years ago, to where you are now? How did it all develop?
By default, really. It's I worked in sort of social care, and I fell into it by accident. When my children were very young, I was a carer in a nursing home, and that was purely because a next door neighbour was a nurse, and it sort of fitted, and I was able to do just a couple of evenings a week, and it just fitted in with my lifestyle with young children at that time, and I just loved it since that day.
Right.
I love working with older people. I love working with other care staff. And
you sort of winked at me there when you mentioned older people. Get all the grief.
So I sort of fell into it from there, really, and then sort of stayed within that environment for a little while, and then sort of worked in the community, which I loved even more, because that was actually seeing people in their own homes. And then my whole career path grew from that. So I've actually sort of gone from being a carer, and I've done every job there is to do within the care sector, really, right through to managing care staff, working for a large housing organisation and sort of managing the whole care side of things, including homelessness, which is great, and a good understanding of that, through to doing project management transformation services for adult social care as well. So
you've got every T-shirt that there is, haven't you?
I have, pretty much, yeah.
Well, listen, what we're going to do, we'll break for a song now, and then we'll come back and we'll find out more about Lynn and her business. And if you want to find out more about Lynn, just quickly, what's your website, Lynn?
claritycareconsulting.co.uk.
Perfect. How about some of this? So we're back here we haven't gone anywhere, we've just been chatting with Lynn Osborne from Clarity Care. Clarity Consult. I'll get it right in a minute, won't I? Well, eventually, it slowly sinks in. So, what made you start your own business, Lynn?
After sort of working for, about 15 or so years, over a period of time, I started to see that people were sort of really struggling. I was getting a little bit fed up and frustrated within my own sort of career, if you like, of actually the red tape stops you from doing so much.
Yeah.
And I just thought there has to be a way of doing something differently. So that's why I set up Clarity Care Consulting, was because it's to bring everything into one place and how we can support families through the whole process of finding care. And that's why I made that transition, really. I just sort of wanted to get out there and see what could be done differently. Yeah.
Now, we mentioned off air about some of how red tape's affected you. How have things changed in your experience?
Well, sort of over the last few years especially, I think as we were saying in the break, really, the legislation has been there for a reason, and quite rightly, it's there to protect vulnerable people, and it helps us all sort of work within the sector safely. So I don't knock it, it's there for the right reasons. But I think, over the period of time, we hear about all the negatives around how funding has been cut, and that has really ripped through the whole care sector, and it's hit it quite badly. So seeing how that's impacted on services, really, I think has been the biggest change that I've seen.
What would you say if people are listening now and are thinking about starting their own business? We joked before, but what would be your sort of your top 3 tips for running your own business?
I think just do it. I think is the top one. Just get out there and do it. I think be passionate about it. You've got to love what you do because it's a slog, can be a slog, but it's being prepared, and just being prepared that you've got to put the work in. It doesn't come easy, and you have to get out there and you have to do things like this. You have to come out on shows like this. You have to get up there and be, pushing yourself out there and promoting yourself. But believe in it. Believe in yourself is probably what
there's about 140 tips there you've just fired over. So basically, you've got to love what you do.
Yes.
Be passionate about what you do.
Absolutely.
And care.
And just do it.
Just do it. Typical woman always wants more. No. So just do it. We'll add that to the top one there.
Yeah.
But that's a good thing. How has it varied for you from running your own business to being employed?
I think the freedom. I would really struggle to be employed now. I'd be your worst nightmare now. But the freedom. I think the fact that you can be creative, I think, and actually really push sort of some ideas forward. But I think that the biggest thing that I found, the hardest change was you suddenly have no other support around you initially. So where you might come from a corporate world where you've got IT departments and you've got some HR departments and all these different things, you're everything. And that's the hardest bit.
Who's your lead boots?
Who's my lead boots?
Yeah. If you get stuck or you think, this is a fantastic idea because you say there's no one can stop you, who would be the person you go to say, what do you think about this? Or
my husband, first of all, and he's great support, and he just, pushes me to sort of do what I need to do. So Rob Osborne, so he's probably my biggest champion, really. And I have a business coach, and I'd advocate everybody to have a business coach, and that's Ian Dixon, who has been fabulous as far as I'm concerned, to sort of, it's just being able to, like say, put something on the table and go, what do you reckon of this?
Yeah.
And Rob will say sort of one thing, and quite often Ian will quite often say very similar, but you sort of, it's been able to sort of work that out between them.
Fantastic. And if people want to get involved in your business, find out about your business, how can they get hold of you, Lynn?
Obviously on our website, which is claritycareconsulting.co.uk. Our phone number is 02392 251 351. And we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter at Clarity Care. And just contact us. And if there's anything we can do to support people in finding services, we're more than happy to do so.
Wonderful to talk to you. Thank you as much indeed for joining us, Lynn. Take care.
Thank you.